Hello and welcome to Learn Tagalog Lesson 2-1. My name is Alan and this is a continuation of the video series that I've been presenting. Okay, I do want to suggest that you also go to learn-tagalog.com. There's a lot of resources there beyond what we have in the videos. You can go and listen to a lot more audio. Very simply, you can click on the words and listen to it. You can click on the phrases and listen to it. Some of the same phrases that we have in the lessons and a lot more as well. Okay, it's a good place to go and practice. Start out with the videos, watch them, learn that, and then you can go over to learn-tagalog.com and check out all the other materials there. Okay? In this lesson, we're going to look at an introduction where two people introduce each other, or a group, two couples meet and they introduce each other, okay? And then they get into a conversation about, how long have you been in the Philippines? Do you like the Philippines? Yes, but it's hot. Things like that. So let's listen to this dialogue, and then I'll talk about it a little bit, and then we'll get into the main part of the lessons, okay? Listen.
Ginoo at Ginang Turner, gusto kong ipakilala sa inyo ang mga kaibigan ko, sila Ginoo at Ginang Ramos.
Nagagalak kaming makilala kayo. Gayon din po kami. Matagal na ba kayo sa Pilipinas? Hindi po. 2 buwan lamang.
Okay, now we know some of these words already from previous lessons. Ginoo at Ginang Turner, we know that, Mr. and Mrs. Turner. Gusto is like want or like, okay? Gusto kong. Kong is my or of me, okay? So gusto ko, I like. And then we use the nung linker and with this word, ipakilala, that's to introduce. So want of me to introduce sa inyo, to you, ang mga kaibigan ko. We know kaibigan, that is friend. Kaibigan ko is my friend. But with the pluralizer here, mga, in front of it, it's the friends of me. Okay, so Mr. and Mrs. Turner want of me to introduce to you the friends of me. And then sina, Ginoo at Ginang Ramos. If you recall, we had si in front of things like Maria or Jose. Si Maria, si Jose. Well, if you're going to mention two people, you want to use sina. Okay, sina. So basically, Mr. and Mrs. Turner want of me to introduce to you the friends of me, Mr. and Mrs. Ramos. Okay. Now, we've seen this one before too, nagagalak. Remember, ikin nagagalak kung makilala kayo? Nagagalak din po ako. Okay? Pleased also I. Well, instead of just saying I, we're speaking for ourselves, two of us. So we say kami, we, kami, we. But we have a nung linker at the end there. Pleased we to meet you. Kayo, we learned kayo, that's the plural way of saying you, which is kayo, to meet, okay? Pleased we to meet you. Gayon din po kami. Gayon is like, is the same, or like that, okay? Like that also, din, also. Like that also, we, okay? We feel the same, basically. Matagal is long time. Na ba kayo? Long time. Ba is a question marker. Okay. Kayo is you. Long time you. Sa is in. Philippines. Sa means other things too. I should mention that. Sa is in, on. There's a lot of them. But matagal na ba kayo sa Pilipinas? Long time you in the Philippines? Hindi po. No, sir or ma'am. Dalawang buwan lamang. Dalawa is two. Isa, dalawa, tatlo. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Dalawa is two. Buwan is month. And lamang is just. No, sir, just 2 months. Okay? So that's a little brief overview of what we're saying here, what we're going to learn. Now, we're going to be practicing this because, it's one thing to just read it like that and understand it, what it's saying. but it doesn't sink it into your head. You need to really practice it, and that's what these lessons are based on. Is really helping you to say it over and over again, to get you to articulate, to speak it, to say it, to get ready for me to ask the question. Okay, so that's the idea. Let's go on to the second part of this dialogue, and we'll listen to it first, then I'll explain it.
Gusto ba ninyo ang Pilipinas?
Opo, gustong-gusto namin. Maganda ang Pilipinas, pero mainit. Taga saan po kayo?
Taga Michigan po. Taga Olonga po ba kayo?
Hindi po. Taga Maynila kami.
Okay, now we're saying gusto ba ninyo ang Pilipinas? Like, okay, we know what that means, like or want, gusto. And ba is a question marker. Ninyo is like saying of you, okay, or your. Like, question mark, of you, the Philippines. Okay, do you like the Philippines? Now we're saying ninyo there because it's plural. We're talking to more than one person. If you wanted to say, do you like to just one person, you would say something like gusto mo ba? Gusto mo ba? So it changes the order of the words a little bit. Gusto mo ba? Gusto mo ba? Gusto mo ba ang Pilipinas? Do you like the Philippines? But in this case, because we are talking to a group of, or two people here, we're saying ninyo. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Let's take a look at this one. Opo. We learned that one before too. That's oo and po together. Opo. Okay? Gusto. That is gusto, but doubled up. What it's like is a way to emphasize something. There's a lot of that in Tagalog. For example, I want to say, in English, I might want to say, I like it very, very much. Okay? That's very common to say that, very, very much. Or, that's a way of emphasizing it. So they're saying, gustong gusto, namin. Now, namin is like ko. Ko is for a singular person, my, okay? But what if you're saying our? You want to say, instead of gusto ko, like of me, I want to say gusto namin, like of us, okay? Or our like. So I'm saying, yes, we like it very much. But it's basically saying, yes, we like it very much, or like by us. Okay, like by us. Namin is our, or by us. Maganda ang Pilipinas, pero mainit. Okay, beautiful. We've seen that one before. Maganda. Magandang umaga. That's basically beautiful morning, right? Maganda ang Pilipinas. Beautiful the Philippines. Pero, there's a Spanish word there, pero, but, mainit. Init is heat, okay? Mainit means a lot of heat. In other words, it's hot, okay? Pero, mainit, but hot. Taga saan po kayo? Taga, from, where, saan. Okay, from where, you. Kayo is plural, you. Taga saan po kayo? Where are you from? Taga Michigan po. From Michigan. Okay? And taga Alanga po ba kayo? Or taga Alanga po, po ba kayo? From Alangapo, po, question mark, you. Are you from Alangapo? Alangapo is a small area near Subic Bay, okay, in the Philippines. Hindi po. No, sir. Taga Maynila kami. From Manila, we. Okay, there's another word for we besides kami, and that's tayo. This kami means us, not you, the one that I'm speaking to, but just us. Okay, so they're saying no, we're from basically we're from Manila. Okay, let's go on. Listen to the first sentence.
Ginoo at Ginang Turner, gusto kong ipakilala sa inyo ang mga kaibigan ko, sila Ginoo at Ginang Ramos.
Okay, I've already highlighted the words that we have learned before. Ginoo at Ginang Turner, Mr. and Mrs. Turner. Sa inyo, you might remember sa iyo and sa inyo, okay, to you. Kaibigan ko, my friend. Ginoo at Ginang Ramos, Mr. and Mrs. Ramos. Now you're starting to learn gusto, want or like. Okay, gusto ko, I like. Gusto mo, you like. Okay, gusto ninyo, you like, plural, talking to two people. Ipakilala, ipakilala, to introduce. Okay, ang mga is a pluralizer. So if I had something like bahay, for example, that's house, and mga bahay is houses. Okay, we don't put an s at the end of the word. We use mga in front of the word to pluralize it. And sina is, as I spoke in the intro, is like saying si Maria, but if it's two people, like sina Maria at Jose. Okay, you would use that for two people. Now, listen how we can say I want. Listen and repeat. Gusto ko. Gusto ko. What is the word for want or like? Gusto. Gusto. Okay? Now say I want or I like. Gusto ko. Gusto ko. Good. Okay. Now let's learn how to say to introduce. Listen and repeat. Ipakilala. Ipakilala. What is the word for to introduce? Right. Ipakilala. Ipakilala. Let's say I'd like to introduce. We're going to start with gusto ko. Okay. Try it. Gusto kong ipakilala. Want of me to introduce. Gusto kong ipakilala. I'd like to introduce. Note the nung linker. Okay. After gusto ko. After the ko, we want to put that nung in there. Gusto kong ipakilala. It links into the next word. You just get used to using the nung in there. Gusto kong ipakilala. All right. Do you remember that sa iyo is used to say to you, to one person? For example, Magandang umaga sa iyo. That's what we learned earlier. What is the way to say to you? We also learned that. It's either a formal way of saying to you or speaking to more than one person. Do you remember that? Right. I spoke about it in the intro. Sa inyo. Sa inyo. Good. Let's say to introduce to you. Remember, ipakilala. Try it. Okay. Ipakilala sa inyo. Ipakilala sa inyo. Good. Now, say I want. Gusto ko. Gusto ko. Now say to introduce. Ipakilala. Ipakilala. Say, I want to introduce. Gusto kong ipakilala. That's right.
Gusto kong ipakilala.
And let's listen to him again.
Gusto kong ipakilala.
Pretty quick, huh? I like to put those fast ones in there so you hear how it's spoken and gives you an idea of where you need to be. Okay, when you listen to Tagalog on the radio or whatever, it's quick. Okay, it's just like English is to people that don't know English well. Okay, we speak fast, so you gotta get used to it. But gusto kong ipakilala. Now let's add to you, which is the plural version, to mean I'd like to introduce to you. Okay, remember sa inyo. Try it. And listen. Gusto kong ipakilala sa inyo. Gusto kong ipakilala sa inyo. Say, I'd like to introduce to you. Gusto kong ipakilala sa inyo. Great. What part of that means to introduce? Yes, ipakilala. Ipakilala. Very good. All right. Listen to the first sentence of the dialogue again.
Ginoo at Ginang Turner, gusto kong ipakilala sa inyo ang mga kaibigan ko, sila Ginoo at Ginang Ramos.
Good. Now we've learned that bold part there. Gusto kong ipakilala sa inyo. Okay. Do you remember how to say friend?
Kaibigan.
Yes. Kaibigan. Again?
Kaibigan.
Okay. Now, here is how we can say friends, plural. Remember, we're going to use that mga in there. Mga kaibigan. Mga kaibigan. In Tagalog, we use mga before a noun to make it plural, as I was introducing with bahay, mga bahay. Babae is woman. To say women, you would say mga babae. Okay, bata is child. Mga bata. Okay, children. So mga, very important word. Mga, pluralizer. Say friends. Mga kaibigan. Mga kaibigan. Now say my friends. Just put the ko at the end of it all. Okay.
Ang mga kaibigan ko,
And again.
ang mga kaibigan ko,
Mga kaibigan ko. Okay. Let's learn a very important word in Tagalog that is used as a subject marker. Listen and repeat. Ang. Ang. Okay, some will say that ang means the in English. Sometimes I'll think of it that way too. But I prefer to think of it as simply a marker. Okay, sometimes putting the in there is not always exactly correct. So it is a marker for the subject, basically. Now, if you're a linguist and really picky, I've read a lot of stuff about ang and how it goes into sentences and so forth. Just if you're just trying to learn the language, think about it as the, or think of it as a pointer to the subject. Okay, something like that. It's much easier to think of it that way. All right. For example, ang kaibigan ko, the friend of me. Okay, so my friend. Ang mga kaibigan ko, my friends. All right, or the friends of me. All right, let's go on to trying it out. Look at the first sentence of the dialogue again. All right. Notice the ang mga kaibigan. And look where it's in the sentence. It says, Mr. and Mrs. Turner, I'd like to introduce to you the friends of me, okay, or my friends, Mr. and Mrs. Ramos. Okay. Say, the friends of me, or my friends. Ang mga kaibigan. Ang mga kaibigan ko. My friends. Ang mga kaibigan ko. Good. Listen to the first sentence of the short dialogue again. Listen for, of the dialogue, and listen for the very short sina. Okay, that's the last thing that we need to look at here. Sina.
Ginoo at Ginang Turner, gusto kong ipakilala sa inyo ang mga kaibigan ko, sila Ginoo at Ginang Ramos.
Good. Sina. Do you remember?
Ginoo at Ginang Turner, gusto kong ipakilala sa inyo ang mga kaibigan ko, sila Ginoo at Ginang Ramos.
Sorry about that. I forgot I had that in there twice. Do you remember using si before a person's name, like si Maria? Okay, well, I've already introduced sina, where if it's more than one person's name, you would use sina, okay, or sina. So let's try it. Listen and repeat. Sina Maria at Jose. Sina Maria at Jose. Good. Say Mr. and Mrs. Ramos. Use sina. Sina Ginoo at Ginang Ramos. Sina Ginoo at Ginang Ramos. Now say, I want to introduce to you. I'll start ya. It's gusto kong okay? Try it.
Gusto kong ipakilala sa inyo
And let's listen again.
Gusto kong ipakilala sa inyo
Okay, want of me to introduce to you. Try, I want to introduce to you Mr. and Mrs. Ramos. Okay, how would we say that? just like we said there, gusto kong ipakilala sa inyo. And then up at the top there it says sina Ginoo at Ginang Ramos. Go ahead and put those two together. And listen.
Gusto kong ipakilala sa inyo sila Ginoo at Ginang Ramos. Gusto kong ipakilala sa inyo sila Ginoo at Ginang Ramos.
Good. Gusto kong ipakilala sa inyo, and then sina Ginoo at Ginang Ramos. Great. All right. Hopefully you're getting it. Try to say the following in Tagalog. We're going to say, Mr. Johnson, I'd like to introduce to you my friends, Mr. and Mrs. Reyes. Think about it for a while and then try to say it. Work through it. Mr. Johnson, you would say Ginoong Johnson. And then I'd like to introduce to you my friends, so you would say what? Gusto kong ipakilala sa inyo. Now I'm going to say sa inyo because I'm going to assume that Mr. Johnson is an elder or something and I want to be formal to him, okay? So I would say sa inyo, not sa iyo. I'd like to introduce to you my friends, ang mga kaibigan, sina Ginoo at Ginang Reyes. Diba? Let's try it.
Ginoong Johnson, gusto kong ipakilala sa inyo ang mga kaibigan ko, sina Ginoo at Ginang Reyes.
Okay? And read that again to yourself. Go ahead and speak it out. And listen to her again.
Ginoong Johnson, gusto kong ipakilala sa inyo ang mga kaibigan ko, sina Ginoo at Ginang Reyes.
All right, great. Are you thinking about introducing somebody? That's how you practice this stuff. You know, I do it all the time. And just when you go and introduce somebody, actually say it in Tagalog. And they'll say, what? And say, oh, I'll just practice my Tagalog. You know, it's kind of fun. All right. Let's listen to another one. This is Mr. and Mrs. Ramos. I'd like to introduce to you my wife. Remember that? Asawa? Ang asawa ko. Ang asawa ko, the wife of me. Okay? Sarah. Mr. and Mrs. Ramos, I'd like to introduce to you my wife, Sarah. Okay. Listen.
Ginoo at Ginang Ramos, gusto kong ipakilala sa inyo ang asawa ko si Sarah.
All right. Read that out loud again. And listen.
Ginoo at Ginang Ramos, gusto kong ipakilala sa inyo ang asawa ko si Sarah.
All right, very good. So that was the first sentence in that dialogue. In the next lesson, we're going to take a look at a couple more chunks of that dialogue and play around with the words there and get used to how to speak Tagalog. Okay? See you in lesson 2-2.